Welcome to NFL Talk. Today we're going deep on the Niners and Bucks game.
Yeah, a wild one for sure.
Definitely. So many twists and turns right down to the wire. Where do we even begin?
I think the ending's a good place to start, right? The score's tied at 20, the clock's ticking down, it all comes down to Jake Moody.
And, he had already missed 3 field goals.
Yeah.
Right? A 49-yarder, a 50-yarder, and another one from 44. So much pressure.
Oh, yeah. The tension was crazy, especially with the wind. It was swirling all over the place, messing with Moody's kicks. Even some of his teammates, like Kittle and Warner, couldn't watch. They were too nervous.
But he nails it. The final field goal.
Yeah.
As time expires, giving the Niners a 23-20 win. What a moment of redemption.
His first career walk-off kick, too. You could just see the relief on everyone's faces. The whole team just erupted.
It really shows how strong he is mentally, to shake off those misses and then come through like that. Incredible focus.
Yeah, for sure. It highlights how much pressure these guys are under. Every play matters. Every decision could change the game. And for a kicker, it's like this isolated battle against the other team in their own mind.
Speaking of pressure, there was that incident with Deebo Samuel. After Moody's third missed field goal, Samuel went right up to him on the sideline and just let him have it. What was that all about?
The game was on the line. Emotions were running high. Samuel said later it was out of character for him. He was just caught up in the moment.
And then Tabor Pepper, the long snapper, steps in to defend Moody. He actually de-escalated the situation. Why do you think he did that?
Well, Pepper works directly with the kicker, right? He understands what that role is like. He saw how much pressure Moody was under and just wanted to support his teammate. It shows how strong this team is.
It seems like that incident didn't cause any lasting problems. The 49ers really came together to support Moody after those misses, and in the end, their faith was rewarded.
Yeah, the team's response was crucial. It shows that they're a unit, they win together, they lose together. And that sideline eruption when Moody made that final kick, it was pure joy.
So we had all that drama with the kicker, but there was also the return of Christian McCaffrey. He was out for 8 games with that Achilles injury.
And what a return it was. He had 107 scrimmage yards on 19 touches. It's like he never left.
He played 57 out of 65 offensive snaps. How do he look to you, especially considering how much time he missed?
McCaffrey was amazing. It wasn't just the numbers. It was the way he moved, his vision. He was dynamic. The Niners' offense is a whole different beast with him back.
So we've got the wild finish, Moody's roller coaster of a day, and McCaffrey's triumphant return. What stood out to you the most about the 49ers' overall performance?
Their resilience. They faced so much adversity throughout the game, but they never gave up. They kept adjusting, they kept fighting, and that's what it takes to win championships.
That resilience was definitely there. But what about their offensive strategy with McCaffrey back in the mix? How did that change things?
McCaffrey brings so much versatility to the offense. He's a threat running and receiving. So defenses have to account for him in so many ways. It creates opportunities for other players and keeps the opponent guessing.
So it's not just about McCaffrey's individual performance. It's about how he makes the whole offense better.
Exactly. He makes them more dangerous, more unpredictable. It's going to be fun to watch how they use him moving forward.
Absolutely. Now, let's not forget about the 49ers defense. They were facing Tom Brady and the Bucks offense. And while Tampa Bay put up some points, the Niners defense made some huge stops.
They bent, but they didn't break. There were times when Tampa Bay was moving the ball well, but the Niners tightened up in the red zone. They forced field goals instead of touchdowns.
Those stops were crucial. They kept the Niners in the game and allowed the offense to win it in the end. They say defense wins championships. And while the 49ers offense gets a lot of attention, their defense is just as capable of making big plays.
For sure. You need a strong defense to win those close games. And the Niners D showed what they're made of. They're a force to be reckoned with.
We've covered a lot here, from the game itself to what it means for the team moving forward. But I want to know, what defensive adjustments did you see the Niners make, especially in the second half?
One thing they did was focus on containing Tom Brady. They pressured him, forced him to make quick decisions, disrupted his rhythm, and they seemed to anticipate Tampa Bay's play calling better in the second half. They shut down the run and limited the big plays.
So it was about making the right adjustments and then actually executing them.
Exactly. They understood Tampa Bay's strengths and weaknesses, and they adapted their game plan accordingly.
This win really showed how adaptable and resilient the 49ers are.
Without a doubt, they faced challenges, they adjusted, they overcame, and they performed under pressure. It's a microcosm of what it takes to succeed in the NFL.
It's clear that the 49ers have the potential to dominate the NFC. But this is the NFL. It's unpredictable.
That's what makes it so exciting. Every week is a new challenge, a new surprise. The Niners need to stay focused if they want to keep winning.
So we can analyze all the plays and the strategies,
Mhm.
but sometimes it's those intangible things that really matter.
Absolutely. The mental game, the team chemistry, the ability to adapt and learn, those are just as important as physical talent.
We've covered a lot in this first part of our deep dive, but there's so much more to explore.
We've only just scratched the surface.
We'll continue this deep dive into the 49ers' victory in our next segment. We'll look at the strategic implications of this game, the coaching decisions, and the psychological factors that contribute to success in high-pressure situations.
I'm looking forward to it. There's still so much to unpack.
Stay tuned for the next part of our deep dive, where we'll continue to break down this thrilling victory and what it means for the 49ers.
Welcome back to our deep dive into the Niners' win over the Bucs. Last time we talked about the game itself. Now I think it's time to look at the coaching.
Yeah, the coaches don't always get enough credit for how they shape the game.
Definitely. And there was one big decision that stands out to me. Kyle Shanahan sticking with Jake Moody after those 3 missed field goals.
It would have been easy to lose faith after those misses. A lot of coaches might have gone for it on 4th down instead of risking another miss.
I think so too.
Uh,
But Shanahan showed a lot of confidence in Moody. That trust probably helped him make that game-winning kick.
and it sends a message to the whole team. It tells them that the coaches believe in them, even when they make mistakes.
That's huge. It creates a culture where players feel like they can take risks and learn from their experiences.
We can't forget about the special teams coordinator and the long snapper either. They work so closely with the kicker.
Yeah.
How much do you think they influence Moody's performance?
Well, the special teams coordinator is responsible for getting the kicker ready, mentally and physically. They look at the other team's defense. They consider the kicking conditions. They work on technique and strategy.
And long snapper's job is crucial too. They have to be so precise.
Exactly. And Tabor Pepper, the Niners' long snapper, he was the one who calmed things down between Moody and Samuel. He understood the pressure Moody was under, and he defended his teammate. That's real leadership.
It shows that every player on the team matters. Every position plays a role. Okay, let's talk about Christian McCaffrey. His return was a game changer for the Niners.
Absolutely. We talked about his stats, but it was more than that. He just looked like himself again. Elusive, explosive, a threat every time he touched the ball.
He was out for 8 weeks. It's incredible how he came back and played at that level.
It shows how talented he is, how hard he works, and how much he loves the game. And credit to the Niners coaching staff, too. They knew exactly how to use him.
They had a plan, and McCaffrey executed it perfectly. His versatility is a huge weapon. He can run, catch passes, line up as a receiver.
Defenses don't know what to do with him. He keeps them guessing.
He makes the whole offense better.
And don't forget about the impact on Brock Purdy. Having McCaffrey back takes some of the pressure off him.
Purdy doesn't have to do it all himself. He can trust McCaffrey to make plays.
Exactly. It opens up the passing game. It creates more opportunities for other receivers. It's all about balance.
The Niners have that balance now. With McCaffrey back, they can attack in so many different ways.
And think about the psychological impact, too. Having a guy like McCaffrey on your team, it's a huge confidence boost.
It's like a surge of energy for the whole organization.
The Niners made a statement with this win over the Bucs. They show that they're resilient, they have depth, and they can win close games.
They're a contender for sure. But now they have to keep it going.
That's the challenge, right? Consistency. They need to string some wins together, build some momentum.
Consistency is everything in the NFL,
Yeah.
especially with such a small margin for error.
They've got some tough games coming up. Those will be the real tests.
It's not just about winning those games, though. It's about establishing an identity as a team.
You're talking about building a winning culture, a belief that they can compete with anyone.
Exactly. And that starts with leadership. Players like McCaffrey, Samuel Kittle. They need to set the tone.
They need to hold themselves and their teammates to a high standard.
It's about creating an environment where everyone is pushing each other to be better.
And the coaches play a huge role in that, too. They have to be demanding, but also supportive.
We've talked a lot about the offense, but let's not forget about the defense. They've been playing great all season.
The defense is the foundation of this team. They're physical, aggressive. They're always around the ball.
What impressed you the most about their performance against the Bucs?
Their ability to adjust. They made some key changes at halftime, and it made a difference.
What did they change specifically?
It looked like they started disguising their coverage more. They blitzed more effectively. They got Brady out of his rhythm.
They saw what wasn't working, and they fixed it.
That's what good teams do. They adapt.
It's a constant process in the NFL. Teams are always evolving.
You have to be able to keep up.
The Niners have all the pieces. A talented roster, a great coaching staff, and they believe in themselves.
But can they maintain that intensity every week?
Can they avoid the mistakes that have hurt them in the past?
Those are the big questions. The NFL season is a marathon. It's a grind.
The Niners have to stay healthy, stay focused.
You have to be hungry.
This win over the Bucs was great, but it's just one game.
They have to learn from it and keep getting better.
Every game is a chance to learn, whether they win or lose.
That's the mindset of a champion.
The Niners have the potential to be a special team.
It's going to be fun to watch.
The NFL season is always full of surprises.
We'll be watching to see how the Niners handle it all.
Now, before we move on, I want to talk about something that doesn't get enough attention. The mental side of the game.
It's just as important as the physical side.
We saw Moody battle through those missed field goals. We saw the whole team support him.
That takes mental toughness.
The pressure in the NFL is immense.
Players have to be able to handle adversity. Stay focused.
The Niners showed a lot of mental strength in this game.
It's something they can build on.
So we've gone deep on the strategy, the coaching, the mental game.
We've got a much better understanding of this win now.
But we're not done yet. In our final segment, we're going to talk about what you, the listener, can learn from this game.
We'll explore the ideas of resilience, teamwork, leadership, mental toughness.
We'll see how those ideas apply to your life, both on and off the field.
So stick around for the final part of our deep dive. Welcome back to our deep dive. We've talked about the game, the strategy, the coaching. Now let's talk about what we can all learn from this.
It's always interesting to see how sports can teach us things that apply to life in general.
Right. And this game was full of examples. Resilience, teamwork, leadership, mental toughness.
The Niners had to overcome so much in this game. Moody's missed field goals, the close score.
And they never gave up. They kept fighting. They adapted.
Moody didn't let those early misses get to him. He kept his head up and made the game-winning kick.
That's what resilience is all about, bouncing back from setbacks.
And the team supported him through it all. They never lost faith in him.
It's about being there for each other, kicking each other up.
So how can we apply that to our own lives? How can we be more resilient?
I think it starts with changing our perspective. When something goes wrong, don't see it as a failure. See it as a chance to learn and grow.
And don't be afraid to ask for help. Lean on your support system.
Exactly. We all need people we can count on.
Okay, now let's talk about teamwork. This was a total team effort from the Niners.
Everyone contributed. Everyone played a role.
They were all on the same page, working towards a common goal.
And they celebrated each other's successes.
So how do we bring more teamwork into our own lives?
Communication is key. Make sure everyone is on the same page.
And recognize and value everyone's strengths. Everyone brings something different to the table.
When you have a team where everyone feels valued, that's when you can achieve great things.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about leadership. We saw some great examples of leadership in this game.
Definitely Kyle Shanahan sticking with Moody after those missed field goals. That was a huge show of confidence.
And the players, too. Guys like McCaffrey, Samuel Kittle, they lead by example.
They work hard. They're dedicated. They inspire their teammates.
So what can we learn from them?
Yeah.
How can we be better leaders?
It starts with knowing yourself. What are your strengths? What are your values?
And then be willing to step up, take risks, show others the way.
Be authentic. Be true to yourself. People will respond to that.
And last but not least, mental toughness. That was on full display in this game.
Moody had to be mentally tough to overcome those missed kicks.
And the whole team had to stay focused when the pressure was on.
Mental toughness is all about controlling your emotions, staying positive when things get tough.
How can we develop that kind of mental toughness?
There are a lot of techniques. Mindfulness meditation.
Visualization, setting realistic goals.
And just like with resilience, don't be afraid to ask for support when you need it.
So we've covered a lot of ground today. We've talked about the game, the strategy, the lessons we can learn.
It's been a great deep dive.
We've seen how the Niners embody the principles of resilience, teamwork, leadership, mental toughness.
And we've talked about how we can apply those principles to our own lives.
So as you go about your day, remember what we talked about today.
And remember the Niners, they showed us what's possible.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
Goodbye, and see you in the next video.